Alright guys, for this problem it says write the equation of the line tangent to the following function at its point of inflection. A lot of keyword vocabulary here. First of all, write the equation of the line tangent. In order to do that, we're going to need to have a point and a slope. Now remember, in order to find the slope of the tangent line, you're going to need the first derivative, and then to find the point, you're obviously going to need a value for x and y. Notice that it won't set the point at the point of inflection. Well, the point of inflection is the second derivative, so that's what I'm going to do first. I'm going to take the derivative and get 3x squared plus 6x, so that's my first derivative, and then take the derivative again, that will be 6x plus 6, so there's my second derivative. To find my point of inflection, I'm going to find a critical number, so take the second derivative and set it equal to 0. So I'm going to get 6x is equal to negative 6, so that gives me x is negative 1. Now that's my critical number. I don't know if that's my POI just yet until I do my test and my sign chart. So pick a number less than negative 1, let's try negative 2, plug it into the second derivative, that gives me a negative value. And now plug in a number greater than negative 1, so let's plug in 0, you get a positive value. So sure enough, it is a POI because the second derivative changes signs at negative 1. So my x value is negative 1. But in order to have a point, you not only need an x value, but you also need a y value. So the way that we're going to find the y value is we're going to plug x, the negative 1, into my original function. So I'm going to have y is equal to negative 1 cubed plus 3 times negative 1 squared plus 7. Work this out, I get negative 1 plus 3 plus 7, and so that gives me negative 1 plus 3 would be 2, and that 2 plus 7 that would be 9. So my y value is 9. So there's my point, negative 1, 9. Now I just need to find the slope. Well, in order to find the slope, you have to use the first derivative. So there's my first derivative, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in my x value of negative 1. So I'm going to have 3 times negative 1 squared plus 6 times negative 1. If I do my arithmetic here, that gives me a slope of negative 3. So now I have my point, I have my slope, so now we can plug that into our point-slope formula. So y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So I'm going to have y minus 9 equals negative 3 times x minus a negative 1, but you know that minus a negative is a positive. Distribute, so that gives me negative 3x minus 3, and then add 9 to both sides. That gives me my final answer of y is equal to negative 3x plus 6, and that would be the equation of the line tangent to the function at its POI.